Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today we've got a Napoleonics update, as hopefully the title will suggest. So we're almost to the end of the 28mm Perry Plastics French Napoleonic line infantry. Phew. Voltigeurs at the moment, 6 completed. There is 12 because we've got 6 skirmishing voltigeurs. So the guys that aren't into this type of stuff, voltigeurs are like light infantry. Well, the light company, let's put it this way, of a line battalion. They go out in front anyway, and they try and push back the enemy's skirmishers. Skirmishers, that's what we could call them, skirmishers. So we've got 6. All the guys that do know what I'm on about are just going, oh, he's mullered that again. Never mind. We've got 6 painted, all looking, obviously apart from yellow plumes on the shakos and epaulets and stuff, like the others, obviously. No real difference. We've got 6. Let me just get one down. I just moved it for filming, but we've got 6 now. These are the last 6 that are going to be. Hello, Archie. Archie says hello, by the way. We've got 6 to go, and then we can start basing them. And then once that's completed, try and find a buyer somewhere. Trying to find a buyer in these hard times. I must be the only guy who isn't putting his prices up. But people don't have the money to pay for them anyway. What can you do? We'll bank them for a rainy day, probably. You never know. A couple of years' time, people might be loaded. Anyway, I'm digressing. Yeah, I've got 6 to go, and then we're on to the basing, and then it's completed. I'm going to give them a GMB colour. I've got loads of GMB colours. I think most of us that paint these type of figures do. You end up way more than you ever need. So I was going to use the box one, but no, we'll go for a GMB one. I've got some generic ones. So after that, it'll be doing those British Napoleonic Hussars. I've got the 2 samurai waiting. I decided in the end just to hold them back until I've completed this unit. But the 2 samurai, I would like a few more Old West figures as well at some stage. But again, it's money, so it'll be what it'll be really, and when. So yeah, join me at the bench. We'll have a quick look. Right guys, I should actually start trying to raise these up. It's just I'm literally film on my cutting mat, because I've got obviously the light, my painting lamp, and I've got a side lamp helping to light up, and so I'm always restricted for space, so I apologise, but I'm going to have to find some way of raising these up, because you only ever look down on top of them without me lifting them up. So we've just got our one without a shako on, and I gave him, I believe he might be the only one I've actually, just because this head comes up 2 or 3 times, I think you can have it. Again, they aren't as, I'm just looking under now, they're not as bright as shown under the camera. Obviously this particular voltigeur unit's got the yellow collar as well, just to differentiate it. A lot of voltigeur units would have, or companies would have, compared to their rest of the companies in their battalion. Not always, but sometimes. And again, I've given it the slightly yellowish front, which I believe is more for the case of when the straps and that were probably rubbing up and down, and probably made it more dingy than it needed to be. I need to just yellow the tail back slightly more as well, turn backs on the tails, they're a bit white. The guy behind him. Again, not gone massively overboard, just kept them like, obviously you'd expect them to be kept like the others. Again, mucky trousers. I tend to use the dirt the whatever brown I happen to have on my palette at the time gets used, which I don't have a problem with really. You know, the muck can different muck can come up from whatever ground they happen to be traversing. This guy's just got a bit of light gunge on his, or dirt on his bottom of his trousers. Gave him grey hair and a long service stripe. Don't like picking if these haven't been varnished yet, so I don't want to pick them up. Again, I've given some of the ones with gourds, I've given them just a green cord, or a greenish cord. Again, I think that it looks fairly faded because it's come from the United States Marine bust I'm painting at the moment. As I say, that type of thing I'll just put on whatever I happen to have on the palette. Again, just the odd. I've got just stitching on that. He's had a white, whether he's stitched a tear up or he's got a white another bit of trouser that he's stitched on, but he's had to put another different colour on the back there. Being metallic and not having a varnish on yet, obviously you can then just see the N. I do that on a couple, usually stick it on a couple of them. I'd say they've been a really nice. Again, another patch there. I've really enjoyed doing these. They've again, I've been doing them on the side, but so it's taken obviously longer. But another patch on his Chateau cover. But as I say, that I think the head. I've said it before. The head variants, they make a lot of difference. It just gives you. It just breaks the unit up, and obviously you can turn them in different, facial directions or whatever, or even you can just nip the head off and keep it on the original figure, but just turn it in a different direction. So realistically, everybody's figures, might look just that bit different. As in, the bloke. If you're gaming these figures, somebody else's figures will look different to yours. I just think they're so far, yes, I'm not gaming them, but I've pranged the bayonets a few times with my fingers and nothing snapped. They've all stood up to the prang test. So yeah, really nice. Really enjoyed these. As I say, we've got 6 to go now. And then we can get these based. I'll put these on MDF bases rather than the Perry bases. I'll just put them on MDF bases. That reminds me, I better check that I've actually got MDF bases that I can put them on. You know what it's like. I've got boxes of MDF bases, and I'll guarantee you I haven't got the ones for these. In fact, I don't even know what ones I'm going to be putting these on yet, but we'll decide. So yeah, 6 more to go, and then we'll stay in the Napoleonic era with the British Hussars. As I say, I got those for a good price off eBay. You don't very often get good prices on eBay these days, but this one was, and so it was worth the investment. If shameless plug, if you are interested, there's if you go to the channel description or whatever, up on the button there, you'll see my email address. Drop me a line if you're interested in paying for the unit. Buying the unit, whatever. Right, look after yourselves, guys. Coming up tomorrow, even we've got another bust update. I know you can't wait. You've got to have it. So we've got a bust update. I won't go into it now, as it'll ruin that, and we'll derail this one even more. I'm just about to start doing some spray painting on a model, which means at last the trees for the Panther Dio will be done, which means I'll then put the clay down on the Panther base. So we'll have a Panther update hopefully probably by end of Sunday, something like that. So that has been just sitting there with a dust cloth over it, waiting for the next stage. So that's done. I'm hoping to have some money in the next short while. I might have to go and rattle somebody's cage, and when I do get some money, I've got that Kawanishi flying boat that I want to finish. As I say, she's all done in pieces, just waiting for paint, and obviously I just haven't had the paint. So yeah, Kawanishi flying boat will be completed, and well, not completed but painted, and we'll have a look at her. I'm going to try and put her on a little ocean base. I mean, it's got no crew figures in there, and the props won't be turning or anything, but we'll have some form of on an ocean base, I think, just to make it look good. Right, I'm digressing as I always do. Look after yourselves. Thanks for all your support. It's always appreciated, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video.